everybody, welcome back to DissociaDID. This is a video for newly diagnosed DID or OSDD systems. If you haven't seen it already, we do have a video that Chloe made something like 6 years ago called A Letter to You. That video, which you can find here, is Chloe's take on a letter to newly diagnosed systems, and we recommend you watch that too. I'm going to keep this short and sweet. First of all, you're not crazy. There are a lot of other people out there who also have DID or OSDD that will experience the exact same symptoms as you. They will feel the same fear as you. They will have felt the same confusion and the same panic, and a lot of them have ended up fine. You will also end up fine. This disorder is difficult. I'm not going to lie to you and tell you that it's not. It's extremely hard to live with, but not impossible. And it is absolutely possible for you to live a very successful and happy life with DID. There are also specialists who can help you. There are people who train specifically to be able to manage and assist people who have DID, to treat them and to guide them through what will be a long journey towards your healing. There are also other people with DID who you will be able to reach out to and speak to, who may share your experiences with your symptoms and may be able to give you advice from within the community itself. You are going to be okay. It's going to be confusing at first, but there's lots of resources out there to help you. This channel included, and many others that will help you get some direction and understanding and feel some validation in yourself, to the point where it becomes less scary and more just another fact about how you live. I understand if that may not feel possible right now, but we felt like that once too. The first thing to do upon being diagnosed is decide what your priorities are. Have a think about where you are in your life right now and what symptoms are causing you the most distress. Usually when it comes to DID, improving communication is a very good step, but you need to make sure that you're stable in your own life as much as you can be at first. Do you have anything else that you need to do in order to be stable? If there are things that you need to do in order to be stable but you can't do them, then put it to the side for now. Communicating with your alters in your system is going to be overwhelming. It's going to be scary. It's going to be frustrating, but it can also be very, very rewarding. I know it can also be frustrating to see other systems who have improved communication or lowered amnesia barriers and less dissociation, but you will be able to get to that point too. Everyone has started where you are right now, and you are not going to stay at this point forever. We have videos on our channel about ways to communicate with your alters, whether that be internally or externally, ways to organize your life with DID, and I recommend checking out those videos on organizing your life with DID and on communication to help you take some first steps. I know it can also be tempting and very intense to find out what has caused you to have DID. I cannot caution you against deep diving enough. You will remember what you need to remember when it's the right time for you to remember it, or potentially before you're ready to remember it. You are valid. You don't need to know what your trauma is or be able to tell other people what your trauma is in order to be valid. You don't need to have gone through the worst traumas in the world in order to have DID. You don't have to be top up there in order to be valid in what you're experiencing. You have DID. That's enough. You will learn the rest when you're ready, and you need to be in as stable a place as you can be for that, with good communication with your alters who are there to support you. I know it's tempting, and I know it's frightening, beyond intense, especially if you're thinking, what happened to me? If you already have an idea of what your trauma was, or you remember some of it, don't push it. Don't go looking too hard. Give yourself some time to adjust and understand what it means to be a DID system first. Get educated. Have a look at what structural dissociation is and why you developed DID in terms of what the brain has done in order to protect you and keep you safe. Because that's what DID is. It's a coping mechanism that developed to keep you alive when you were experiencing repeated trauma. You don't need to know what the trauma was at the minute, but it is helpful to understand what your brain is doing, why you're having these symptoms, why certain alters will carry memories and be emotional parts, and others will carry less memory of or no memory of trauma, and they will be apparently normal parts. And you can have alters who are both EPs and ANPs. If you already have an idea of some of the people in your system, starting to understand why they're there and how they help you and how they have been helping you may be a good first step. Things are going to be intense at first, but you are going to be okay. Don't try and do everything all at once. You have time, a lifetime, to figure this out, and it's not going to run away from you or get any harder or any easier if you rush head first into it. You are not on your own. There are resources like this and lots of studies and communities that will be there to help you. Therapists who are specialists in DID will also be there to help you. Therapists who are trained in trauma will be imperative to your healing. Find a therapist who is specialized in trauma, preferably complex trauma. You will learn to manage it, even if it feels completely out of your control and like you'll never be able to get a handle on it and that it really is beyond you. You will be able to manage this. Things will change. It will calm down. This is Serafina. And when we were first diagnosed with DID, we didn't have any animals. And now we have wonderful animals who can tell when we're switching and when we're dissociating and when we're having flashbacks or a difficult time, and they help assist us. Don't you? You a good girl? So if you really struggle with specifically the PTSD symptoms or the dissociation, and you happen to be in a position where you can get an animal or train an animal, or you have one that can already pick up on things like pressure therapy can help. Little paws and animals that can let you know someone's not right and come ground you when you need it may help. But the main message of this video is that you are going to be all right. Don't take it too fast. Don't jump straight in at the deep end. Don't panic. You are going to be okay. You will figure it out. You have time to figure it out and everything will be all right. Please have a look at the video Chloe made called A Letter to You. I remember putting a lot of energy and effort into it and hearing that it has helped people. So please go look at that one. You can find our playlists on communication and on organizing your life. I do recommend checking those out as well. Please like and subscribe and ring the bell to our channel if you would like to watch other videos from us. Otherwise YouTube will not tell you when we upload. And we have loads of videos about dissociative identity disorder and about coping with mental health and about trauma-related disorders, anything and everything that you could possibly need, including things like guided breathing exercises that we do with you to help you calm down if you're in a panic. What happened to you is not your fault. The fact that you have DID is not your fault. But what it does mean is that your brain has a very, very strong inbuilt capacity to survive. Even if this feels absolutely crazy and mind-blowing, your brain is built to survive. You will be okay. You've got this. If you like what we do and you'd like to support us, we have a Patreon which you can join for free, or the lowest tier is £1 or $1 a month. If you would like to suggest or request certain videos from us, is there something you need to know? Is there something you need advice with? Is there a topic that you want us to cover in more detail? Then you can request those on our Patreon. You can also vote on polls from other people's requests. You get access to behind the scenes bloopers. You get access to merch. That is hand-drawn art. That's hoodies, shirts, mugs, stickers, posters, whatever you want. You get access to exclusive behind the scenes footage, which includes us working through things like PTSD, dissociation, switches, amnesia, both in our real life and while filming videos. And there are exclusive videos as well that are never released to the public, that are exclusive for Patreon. They are often whole, fully edited videos that we just weren't comfortable with releasing to an entire YouTube channel, because they are either too personal or a little bit more vulnerable or direct, or we had moved on after the editing was done and it relates to something to do with our past that our system no longer mirrors. All of those can be found on our Patreon at patreon.com/Kaya&Co. We are also in court against a man called Sergio Costa. If you'd like to see what he did to us, you can see the playlist What Happened to DissociaDID. And the first video in it has screenshots of what happened and a full explanation, and then the rest are updates about what's happened at every step of the way of the court process, all the hearings, all the things that he's done, etc. And if you would like to support us to be able to get justice, we are crowdfunding money to be able to afford lawyers through crowdjustice.com. Crowdjustice only accepts funds for legal cases. They send the money straight to our lawyers. It bypasses us completely, so we can't touch it, we can't keep it, it doesn't come into our bank account, we can't do anything with it, and our lawyers can only use it for this case against Sergio Costa. So if you'd like to support us and donate or share the link or share the playlist or the videos, then that would be a huge help. We really appreciate it, and we wouldn't have gotten this far without you. Reminder again, you've got this. You're going to be okay. As scary as it is, it will be all right. And you are more than capable of dealing with this, the shock of it, and learning how to cope. So keep going. Do not give up now. This is the beginning of your journey, not the end. Lots of love, everybody. Bye.